Hey everyone, so good morning. We are having an amazing session today. So let's get started. So, a brief intro about me. I'm myself Himanshu, and currently I'm working as Salesforce developer at Millennium Consulting, and I am volunteer at Salesforce Developer Group Delhi, and I am one into Trailhead Ranger. So, anyone of you want to connect with me? Here are my LinkedIn and Twitter credentials. So, you can join here. So, Sagar, he is a leader at Salesforce Developer Group Delhi, and he is currently working as Salesforce Einstein and CRM Analytics as lead. And he is a Salesforce Einstein AI champion, and he is a TDX Einstein demo engineer. He is also a Journey to Salesforce mentor and speaker as well. So you can connect with him like in LinkedIn and Twitter. Okay, so introducing our new volunteers. So Borika Agarwal, she is a senior consultant at Infosys. Himanshu Pandey, he is a technical lead at Accenture. Swati Kashyap, she is a Salesforce developer at Vamritech. Shubham Jangra, he is a BTech student, and Akansha Datta, she is a certified Salesforce admin. So give a big out shout to all these volunteers. So today's agenda, we will have introduction, and then we will follow up with features and capabilities of Salesforce Data Cloud, then importance of Data Cloud for marketers, then we will have a Q&A session, and then we'll wrap up session with the quiz. Okay, so here is a Q&A section enabled for you guys. So you can put your queries for speaker. So you can ask your questions regarding anything. So today's speaker, Harshit Malik, he is currently as working as a technical lead at EY, and he is a double star ranger. So over to you, Mohit. Uh, Over to Harshit, sorry.
Thank you, Himanshu, for the introduction. And hi, everyone. Let me know if I'm visible. I've started my video. Am I visible? Any one of you can confirm.
Yeah, you are audible, Harshit.
I'm visible, right, Himanshu? Okay, I'm visible. Okay.
Yeah,
So
you
hi,
are
everyone,
visible.
on the session, and coming to uh, that for today's topic. If anyone have any questions, please prompt to Himanshu or Sagar on the chat, and he will let me know if you guys have any questions. Coming to the today's topic, we have data cloud for today. So yeah, so the today's topic is navigating the data cloud. So today we'll be talking about the data cloud and how it affecting the today's market. And today it's right now it's the boom in the market, and it's recently renamed to data cloud. Previously it was Salesforce Genie. So coming to my introduction, as you already mentioned, so I'm technical lead at EY, 10x certified Salesforce developer with 5.5 years of experience, and I've been into a development as well as in configuration part, and I'm currently serving myself as a technical lead at EY, and I've been working into multiple clouds: Service Cloud, Sales Cloud, Experience Cloud, and currently I've started few of my learnings on Marketing Cloud and Data Cloud. And moving ahead, we'll be today discussing on the introduction part, features of data cloud, importance, and how it is affecting today's business, and how we are like setting up all the data and organizing the data into multiple ways, and how it is setting and providing a difference. Okay, so I'll be starting, and if anyone have any questions, please prompt me in between on the slide, and then we can move ahead. So coming to the today's topic, data cloud is the integration based network where we just organize the data, and we just perform multiple ways to play with the data, and it's kind of a data that affects each and every organization, and data equals to business, like the way you manipulate the data, based on that when business works. And we have to make sure that data should be correct, unified, and it should be promptive enough that it should not affect the businesses, and it should provide a proper profitable to business as well as the marketers. So as you can see, it's a global network that connects the multiple organization to the data, and data is a key factor that deals with each and every organization. And if you go to any of the website, any of the pages, or any of the websites, the data is the key that that works each and every way. And coming to this, the second point, if you can see, customer data platform, it's like a marketer's brain. It gives you the way how you collect and unify the data into multiple forms, and how it set also data based on your preferences, what you like and what you prefer. Like if you hover on any of the websites, like Mintra or any of the XYZ commerce website, what you like and what you exactly hover on the page, they get the analytics, and they assume that you want to like go to this place, you like this product. Based on that, you'll get the ad over Instagram and multiple channels like Twitter or LinkedIn or any of the ads. Or if you hover, if you go to YouTube, you already get an ad in between that you want this, and kind of that you get it. So that how it works, and that's how the data plays. Okay, so coming to the third point, we are managing the data using marketing cloud engagement. And most of you are new to data cloud, and most of you know about data cloud. So we are just discussing about the basics and how it works, and how we like how what is the significance of data cloud, and it's about the data that we play with. And so with the data cloud, what we can do is we can build the smarter audience segments using insights. Insights is nothing but your data, multiple data, how you configure and set up your data in this in a particular way that it affects and builds a certain amount of audience. For example, a certain amount of audience likes certain products, kind of a marker or a pen, or can be a cup or can be a laptop. So it set up the a database on your preferences and what you like. Okay, so if you can see the last point, we just capture and unify the data from anywhere with a high scale data ingestion service. It's nothing but it's just set up your data based on what you need, and activate the data over certain and multiple organizations, that is your companies that have your data, personal data, including every sort of data. So that's how we deal with the data cloud. And in the further slide, we'll be discussing about the types of data, how we unify the data, collect the data, and make them unique enough to show to people based on your certain ID. Like if a person is unified by their Aadhaar card or a PAN card, so that is their unique ID to justify that yes, this is the person. But as an employee in a company, you will be identified by your employee ID. Or if you file an RTR, you will be recognized by a certain ID. And if you do any transaction, it's unified by a single ID. So ID is the key that unifies everything with each and everything. For example, if you go with the LinkedIn part, that's also signifies the same thing. So in this slide, anyone have any doubts? Because I'll just explain you the basics and what exactly data does in each and every platform. So anyone, any questions? Is anyone new in this session? So you can speak up, guys, no problem. We can discuss on any lame question as well. So you can speak up and tell me. And about the customer data platform, we can discuss later as well. So you can let me know if you have any questions on the slides, on the slide. Anyone, any questions? If no, then let me know, guys. Anyone can speak up and tell me. If any questions, do let me know.
Harshit, we will have questions at the end. Meanwhile, you can
Okay.
proceed for.
Okay, but my concern is like if anyone has question in between, so that I can explain them right away with us with example or my concern. So if anyone has, then let me know, or I'll proceed ahead. If no, then I can proceed. Because each and every slide has a single hint to your quiz. Because if you follow up correctly, then maybe you can win the quiz, or you can just score good marks there. So let me know if anyone has any doubts. Okay, so I'll proceed ahead. So as we discussed, why data is necessary. Data is kind of a key that builds your relationship, builds your priority preferences, and how you provide on how you give a suggestion to a particular user what they exactly like in any of the websites. Like if you go to Zomato or Swiggy, they prefer you what you exactly ordered last time, and they show you like what you exactly like, a cake or a pastry or any of the dish you like. Okay, so if you can see in my previous slide, business need to identify customers consumers preferences. You can be a customer. So that's how we deal. So for a single example, I've taken a Zomato. And Zomato, you can go to any of the vendors. That can be a coffee shop, or that can be your any XYZ company that gives you preferences what you like. So it's based on what you ordered last time. If you're a first time user, you can hover on everything, you just order any dish. But the next time you log in, you'll get a hint that you ordered this last time. So it's nothing but your insight that is being created based on your preferences and based on your identification that they have taken based on your using Gmail ID, your address, or your unified ID, because each and every account has a thing as a particular ID to identify that shows that yes, this is the current user who likes this kind of a thing. So if you can see, it's a customer interaction. So it's like it used to retain all your information the moment you log in with your credentials. That can be your Flipkart, it can be a Mintra, or that can be your any of the websites. So that shows you like what you exactly like, what 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 they care about. Better we know people, better the relationship. It's kind of a relationship. If a single website doesn't know about me, then I won't be able to hover and order the products. I won't be able to log in to that application and work on it. It's kind of a UI we deal with. It's kind of a hint that they provide. So we can see how we identify each and every person. So it's kind of a data that they retain. It's kind of a database that they have that they retain. So it's kind of a data. It's if you go with the as a whole thing, it's kind of a data that it deals, and it's everything is come based on the interaction. So interaction data is kind of a data that we'll be discussing in further slides. So I'll move ahead. If anyone have any questions, please do let me know. So coming to the third slide, we have a different kind of customer data. So each and every data has a bifurcation with known data or pseudonymous data. Known data is like, as I mentioned, we have a certain ID to identify a certain person, who they are, what they want, and that deals with your personal information too. That is your ID, Aadhaar card, or PAN card. That shows that this is the person who is like he's a male, and he works on this company and XYZ thing. Okay. So known data is nothing but your unique subscriber ID. Coming to the pseudonymous data, it's kind of an incognito mode in your Chrome browser. Like no one knows who you are. So if you hover on any of the websites like Book My Show or any of the website kind of a thing, that can be your Make My Trip or Mintra or Amazon or any of the websites. So, or if you hover anything like your product or any of the vacation places like Bali or everything. So the moment they log in, the business will get to know that this is the place that you were looking for last time. So as a guest, they won't get who you are, but through your IP address, they will get to know that yeah, this is the person who is looking for such a place or such a food. So business can assume that they might be interested in booking a vacation or booking a food or anything. So if you can see on the left hand side, the known data is nothing but your email address. That is your data identifier or unique ID through a person who will get to know that this is the person. Coming to pseudonymous data is kind of a unknown person that searches anything there, but they won't get to know that this is the user. But uh, through data insights, they'll get to know the moment you log in. They will advise you, or they'll just give you the suggestion that this can be a place that you can go for a vacation. Just a kind of a suggestion they can give you. That is nothing but your insight that they build and show you. So coming to the second image on the right hand side, we have four kind of data that are bifurcated into known and pseudonymous data. Basic data is nothing but your uh, basic data. That means your personal information and normal information that is given. Interaction data deals with the way you interact with a certain kind of a person and knows about them. Behavioral is nothing but how you exactly react with a particular kind of a data, and what it kind of a EMI that you pay for a credit card, and monthly you will pay that EMI responsibly. That is your behavior, like you are responsible enough to pay an EMI. You are not making as a debt, or you're not making as a liability. So it's kind of a behavioral data. Preferential data or attitudinal data is nothing but your how you prefer, or how you what is your priority to for a data priority for a particular product to be ordered. That can be your business, like in terms of business, they will work based on your client, what they exactly want. Like if they want certain thing in a UI part or in your requirement part, they'll give that preference. So that's kind of a preferential data they work with. So uh, anyone have any doubts, let me know. I'll proceed to the next slide. Okay, coming to the second phase of known and autonomous data, I mentioned we discussed about the basic data. So if you can see, we have a basic data like phone number, address. Phone number is unique for each and every user. Address can be unique. Pseudonymous basic data, it's your IP address associated to email address. Like for example, if you log into each and every site that is being recognized, the moment you log into Flipkart and hover on or search or any product, they'll get to know that this is the user who's searching for this product, that is being recognized based on your email ID. You can see on the image, email ID or your phone or your account. The way the account is nothing but your details. Pseudonymous data, I mentioned that the it will get to know about your IP address. If you log in from your phone, they'll get to know your IP address. If you hover or search that product from your laptop, they'll get to know your IP address through cookies, and based on that, they'll search on the database and create an insight and show you the exact uh, insight or a suggestion they'll give you to show you that this is the data that you are looking for. So if you can see on the right hand side, basic data is your unique data. That unique data is nothing but your email address, phone number. Non-unique data can be your address, because more than one people uh, can be like they live there on that address. So that can be your non-unique data, but unique data can be your email address or your phone number. So we have a CRM. If you can see on the second image on the left hand side, known data is your CRM, is your custom relationship management, that is your Salesforce only, and DMP is your data management platform that is general for all kind of users. If you hover or if you search on each and every product, it's your data management who contains what that contains your cookies, IP address. Based on that, it fetches the data and show you. So that how it works. This is your basic data, first kind of a data that works in such a way. It's give you the it's kind of a first layer of a data that gives you the preferences how it works. So coming to the third part of data, that is your interaction data that we discussed here. Your interaction data, it's kind of a data how interact with a certain kind of a person. Like for example, if you go to any of the Salesforce events, you interact with one of a person who you don't know. So you get to know their names, what they like, what they prefer, and you want to connect them on LinkedIn. That's how you work, how you get to know that. yeah, this is the person I know about. So it's kind of a known interaction data. And the moment you get a request from them, you'll accept it. You'll get to know, yeah, this is the person I met in the event. So that's your known interaction data. So it's like a action taken by a customer on a website. That's a like a general example. The example that I told you, that can be your a real time example. The moment you met a person in any of the event, you'll get to know about them. That's your known interaction data. So anonymous data is the same thing. The moment you uh, log into the search any of the products or any of the places, that's your pseudonymous data. Or you search any of the places in Google randomly, that's your interaction data, that this is the place that you are looking for. Or that can be your commerce website too. That can be your Amazon, Flipkart, Mintra. That's your pseudonymous data. No interaction is how you know about the person. So as you can see on the right hand side, interaction data is a single person interacting with multiple number of people. That can be or a event or a organization on the or a company you work with. So you'll get to know about your team leads, team members. That is also your interaction data, comes into interaction data bucket. That shows that how you interact with the people. They know about your skills, they know about your like where you live, like how you work. And that's how it works on the data interaction part. And that's how it deals. If you log into each to any websites, any commerce website, and search about a product, they'll get to know about your email address and your email address. And about the sales representative also know about, like if you raise a case to them that this product is not working as expected, you will raise a case, they'll get to know about your details from there only, through data. That's your known interaction data. And it works. So it's a kind of an interaction data, how you know about a person. So we discussed about the basic data that gives you the basic information about a certain person. Interaction data gives you the detail about what they like, what they prefer, and how you know about a person. It gives you the skeleton of a certain data based on the data I'm telling about. So coming to real time data, I mentioned like how you interact with a certain person. Basic data gives you the basic information on any of the uh, pages. Like that can be your LinkedIn. They know about your basic information, your name, your company, and everything. That's your basic information interaction data that we discussed. So coming to the third part, that is your behavioral data. That is what are the characteristics, what you exactly like, what exactly you know, what exactly you want to do. Like for a certain person, what they exactly like someone wants to like to read books, someone wants to run, someone wants to do gymming, someone loves books, someone wants to uh, roam around the country, kind of that. They are that is a characteristics of a certain person. So if you can see the example here, we have a I've added the image for the playing football, reading books. That's a certain kind of a characteristics of a certain person. So that builds over time. Uh, Currently we are teenagers, but by the time we get to know about ourselves, like what we prefer, what exactly we want to do in future. So that is your characteristics. A certain person get to know about your characteristics by the time. That won't build that data in a single day. That builds the data by the time the day, or a certain person you spend a life with, you'll get to know about them by the time you live with, about the characteristics, what they like, what they want. That's how it builds the data in in terms of marketers or in business. So it's like a behavioral data. If you can see it, it's kind of a date from a database. It's check all the things, the what you do in a daily life. You'll hover on a tomato, you'll order a dish, you go to Flipkart, order a product. That is your behavioral data. That shows what you like, what you want, what is your basic requirement for a to live, and what is a basic requirement for on a certain to live. And on a day what you do exactly. So it's like the data that builds by the time and what you exactly like. So the real life examples can be your active email user. That is your if you for example, if you search for a job after like putting down your papers, you search for a job, that is your email id. You'll be active through email id and mailing certain hrs or the kind of a people to that you're looking for a job, and kind of that you're active on the email. Okay. Credit card user, as I mentioned, that is shows your behavior that you are responsible enough to pay an emi on the credit card. Coming to the third part, that is your running, that shows that this person likes to run. So in future, if anyone wants anything, so that is your behavior, that you wants running. So based on that behavior, uh, user used to like your friend, or they'll get to know that you know what you exactly want. So that is your real examples. That can be more than three as well, that, as I mentioned, what you exactly do in a real life, and that's how it builds an insight. So if you can see on the right hand side, a runner that uh, runs, that is characteristics. Book lover, that can be your a daily life example. Coming to the fourth type of data, so we discuss basic, interaction, behavioral, and the fourth one in attitudinal or preferential. Preferential is kind of a priority that you give to a certain amount of requirement as per the business, sales or marketers data. So coming to the preferential data, it sets the data as per how customer wants. So if you take an example of a in a company, we get a project, and based on the requirement, they said that they want this kind of a UI, this kind of functionality they want in experience cloud, or in a sales cloud they want this kind of a sales process. In marketing cloud, they want this kind of a engagement to be done, or in commerce cloud they want such kind of products to be listed in such a way that users can interact in a better way. So it's kind of a preferential data. So a certain company works on the business only, and business comes from a client, and clients give you the certain requirement to let that work. So it's kind of a preferential data that we give. So it's to avoid the conflict of interest, we have to follow them, and we have to provide our solution as well, but we have to head on to the certain solution, that this is the uh, priority to be done. So to provide the engagement as per the preference on order, or to avoid the conflict. And listening is the key to a great relationship. That means you need to listen to a certain requirement and then head to a solution. We cannot just impose our things to anything, any business, or any of the requirement. So business preferences can be your message frequency, like how you connect with the certain business. Content, channel on which business can be contacted. Channel is can be your teams, or how you like Zoom meeting, you do connect with them, you deal with the requirement and give the preferences to the certain important stuff that you really want in a particular project or a particular functionality. And second and third party provider can be your product that you provide. Products can be like what you exactly like. It's a other kind of example that I'm telling you here. So that shows you like what you exactly like. Based on that, they'll give you the preference. So yeah, that shows that this kind of a user likes this thing. So for example, a single person wants uh, they like a certain dish, but the exact requirement is that they want such a pen, that they don't have a pen, but they exactly want a pen uh, that they want in a real life. But if but as per the preferential data, the priority for that person is a pen, not any dish or anything. So based on that, you'll gift them, or you'll get the pen for them. That is your preferential data. Preferential is nothing but a priority that you give to a certain user, and you'll try to achieve that thing first, apart from any other data. Like interaction is the data that you get to know that this is the person that you interact with, and you know about them. Preferential is you give the priority to them, that what exactly and what is important for them. That is nothing but a priority or a preference you give to them. So a person who likes to eat a chicken, or or a biryani, but the need is they don't have a pen, or they don't have a certain basic product, but you exactly want to give them that product, because that is a much more requirement them for them rather than a food. So that is kind of a preferential data that we have in a real life. That can be any of the other example as well, coming to preferential data. So that's how it works for marketers as well as the business. Coming to marketers, they have different types of data that can be preferential, attitudinal, your interaction basic, and the other kind of data. So they have to sort it out in such a way that they satisfy each and every user, a client, in such a way that they give them a priority, they get to know them, and they do follow the basic requirements to let that project work or let that thing work. So coming to the other slide, so as we know, we have a lot of data for marketers as well as business. So coming to the above image, center image, we have a collection of data, and this collection of data is nothing but the various kind of data. So as per a single user, if I take a X user has a different kind of details. If you fill a file an RTR, ITR, you have a different kind of data. If you go to Flipkart, you have different kind of a data. If you go to Zomato, you have different kind of likings. So it's like a collection of data, but the unique identifier is your PAN card or Aadhaar card that unifies that this kind of user is having this kind of a likings, and this is a responsible user to do things on a daily life. So it's like a collection of data. If this a single user has a multiple kind of variations in multiple phases, that's a collection of data. And coming to the unification of data, it's kind of a that shows like what you exactly like. If you can see here, unification is a single user what they exactly like, and but what they exactly want. So that's a unify that shows your likings, your interaction, what you exactly want and what you exactly like. Accuracy is like that can be your many multiple data points, that can be a duplicate as well, and it create a silos we'll discuss later. Coming to the accuracy of data, accuracy of data shows your duplication data points, what you exactly want, but that may hinder. But there's a scenario that we deal with is a customer data platform that unifies your data in such a way so that marketers can easily play with the data and show what they exactly want. Coming to the actionability of data, that deals with how you interact with a certain kind of a person, what they exactly want, and the way you track them is using the email address or in through email address, through their address or a phone number. So that's how you communicate with them through, like if we talk about the actionability of data. So if you can see how we collect the data through CRM or TMP, as we discussed. So CRM can be your data source that will deal with the data model of data cloud. We'll discuss about this later. So coming to the collection of data, we have a CRM here. Coming to the unification of data, we unify a data in such a way for a particular user what they exactly like, uh, what exactly they do in a real life. Accuracy can be a duplication, but this can be sorted using your data management and how you change your requirements in future basis. The silos we can discuss after this slide. Actionability is the final result that gives you a information about a certain person, what they exactly like, where they live, and what type of things they like and what they do. So this is how our data works. This is a single example that we discussed. There's a lot of data that we have in today's world. So coming to the next slide. So as we know, we don't know about data silos as we discussed here on the accuracy of data. Data silos is controlled by a single department. And this happens in every organization. It's a repository of data that gives that is your uh, it's kind of a data that is being dealt by each and every organization, but it deals with the duplication of data as well, incomplete data set, inconsistent data, and duplication data. But to that, this incomplete data may impact the business in many factors. That is your finances. Duplication of data can be impact the finances in IT departments. in productivity as well. Missed opportunities, that can be a duplication of data, may hinder the opportunities too. Lack of trust in data and less collaboration between users due to data locking. So this is how it works. And data silos is, we have to make sure that it should not impact the business, the productivity and finances, and it should make sure that it should work in a unique way. So if you can see in the below example, we have a three users here, and one of the users says about each uh, one of the users says about this person that they like running, but someone, the second person, says that this person don't like running. So this creates a confusion among themselves what they exactly like. So through data silos we can interact with that person one to one to get to know them what they exactly want. So this also creates a confusion, a duplication as well, that may lead to data locking. So the better we interact with a certain person, that may, that let you know about a certain person and that avoid duplication, and do and avoid the data silos as well. So eliminating data silos enables organization to manage and use data more effectively. So coming to next slide, how we eliminate is, we can do data integration warehouse, and we can store a structured and unstructured data in a central repository or in a single database, just to integrate and set the data the way we want to, and that may avoid duplication as well. So cost depends on organization, else it may impact the business in terms of quality and effectiveness. So the data integration is the way to eliminate enterprise data management that we do, that may prevent the silos to be created in future. And culture changes means, that means that you need to change the whole program management program, or a certain strategy you need to change just to make sure that duplication doesn't occur in future. So if you can see on the right hand side, we can integrate the systems, change the company culture, or we can provide the uh, integration or something to provide, or to eliminate or prevent the data silos in future. So these are the ways that we can follow to eliminate the data silos. So data silos is the like a basic common thing that happens in each and every organization. So we need to make sure that we follow these ways to prevent that. So coming to next slide. So as I mentioned, we have a CDP that gives you everything and unifies your data, interprets, collects, integrates data in such a way that it gives you a skeleton or a blueprint of a certain information. So it's kind of an integrated system that simplifies and connects all the data and builds an insight, and gives you a unique and crisp information about a certain customer. So as we know, brands need to look at customer interaction. As I know that we, as a user, we need to search about a product that can be your earphones, headphones of a certain company. And in today's world, everyone wants iPhone, everyone wants a branded products in their bucket. So that can be a certain companies the way you want it, Boat, Puma, Reebok, Roadster, and everything, or any of the XYZ company that shows how what exactly you like in today's world. So CDB is nothing but it collects your data. Collects your data means it gets your data, what exactly you want in certain or a multiple number of phases, unifies your data like through unique identifier, interprets your data. Interprets is nothing but they interprets or assume data that you like this. The as I mentioned the example of a vacation, if you search about any of the places, it interprets and that leverage the data and show you a certain unique data about yourself. So that's how it shows that what you exactly like, what kind of a person you interacted with, what you exactly want. So that's how CDP works. So if you can see, CD is nothing but a system that shows that collects all of your information, including what you like to reading, you like dish, you like to run, and it's like simplify your data in such a way that it's makes an easy job for a marketer or a business to to run a business. So if you can see information that consumers provide willingly, willingly means you need to provide your basic information in any of the websites you log in or you make an account. That can be or any of the commerce websites. Coming to the information that builds by business over time, that is your behavioral data that shows what you like by the way you order or you like a product or you want this kind of a food. That may build your effective and convenient relationship with a particular brand or a particular website. That can be Flipkart or Amazon or a Myntra. Coming to your CDP, that big game that builds a single source of truth. It's kind of a data source that gives you a unique information about a certain person, and that builds an insight and make an easy path for a business or a marketer to deal with a certain person. So data gathered for every person a business interact with build and builds the insight. So if you can see, we have a system here that it's a CDP. You can unique identifier can be your email address, cookie, or a address. So if you can see here, it's built a unify information about two persons here that gives your preferences, attitudes, interactions, and unify. So if you can bifurcate here, this is your basic data that gives your basic information about your location, about your identity. Preferences is what you like. Interaction is how you interact with a person and know about them. Preferences is a priority to you give to a certain person. So it's kind of it has built an insight using CDP. CDP is your marketer's brain that gives you each and every information about a single person, and it unifies the data and sets the data like this. So CDP is a solution to each and every data that may that avoids the data silos and duplication as well, and it helps business and marketers to deal with the different kind of data. So that's how CDP does is builds the one-to-one relationship, collects data across every interaction with consumer. Interaction is nothing but your interaction data and the type of people you meet with them in real world. Data that need to be feed into a single system into your integration system that you feed is a CDP. Storing an inside information that can be action, that is your they store your information, and action is they give you insight or a assumption that this kind of a product you like in any of the commerce website or any of the fooding apps. This can be communicated with better with your audience, that is your builds your relationship with a certain brand, and it can be communicated with your audience too. So as a uh, the basic line, it helps marketers to deliver the human centric interaction. So if you can see, CTP knows that what you like, what you exactly like, what you do in a real world or what you do in a daily life. So it's give you the basic insight of a certain person, what they exactly like and what they exactly do in a real life, and it gives you the preferences, what exactly you want. So coming to data cloud model, we have a various phases of data cloud. So data source is nothing but your multiple data source that we use. That is your Salesforce CRM, Marketing Cloud, Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, B2C commerce. These are the data sources from the way that gives you the ways to fetch your data from certain objects. These are your data bundles, and you can even fetch the data using the objects as well. That can be your custom object or standard objects. This is your data source. If you can see, I've mentioned that we have uh, it can be brought into a cloud using marketing cloud engagement customer data extension. There are multiple ways that you can fetch that I mentioned, and through data source you can create a data stream. Data stream is nothing but you have to make sure or make use of a data source to fetch your data. For example, if you fetch contacts from sales cloud, you have to make you go to that certain object, all objects, and select that object and fetch the data and deploy it. That's a simple step you should follow to create a data stream. And a single data source can have a multiple data streams that you can see in the second point. Entity which can be extracted from a selected data source. Data source can be your many. You can create multiple data streams one by one. So for example, we have a contact from Sales Cloud, or you can fetch your service. You can fetch your cases from Service Cloud. You can fetch your business engagement from Marketing Cloud. You can fetch your products from Commerce Cloud. That is your kind of a streams that you can fetch from multiple data sources. Coming to the data source object, data source object is your staging data store where you can uh, provide the uh, provide the source, the data that contains your data in a raw form, that can be like unstructured, but you can even format the data from the stream, from this data stream that you get it. Data lake object gives you the mapping. It's available for inspection. It's let you do the mapping and do the additional transformation. So if I show you over panes what exactly data lake object does. So yeah, anyway, everyone can see my screen, right? I've opened the second screen on my system.
Yes, Harshit,
Okay,
it's
so if you
visible.
can, okay, so if you can see, this is my contact object. This is my uh, this is my contact object, and this is my data source object. And I'm showing you the data lake object, how it works. And we have a different fields: first name, last name, account ID, account first name, and your phone, email. And this is how we map each and every field in your data source object. Okay, and we have a identifiers here to map each and every field. So here we make use of a data model object, that is your individual or a user. You can use them as well. Okay, okay, just a second, let me. Okay, so we have a data lake object here. So we provide a mapping to each and every user. We can even provide uh, additional transformation as well. You can map each and every field here, and you can make use of a data lake object here as well. Okay, and what you can do is you can provide the additional mapping, and this is your first object where you can provide the mapping and do the additional data fetching that you can do. So coming to the data model object. Okay, so data lake object, as we discussed, we can do the mapping, apply the additional transformation. It's your typed schema based and open source. You can even do the amendments in future going as well. As per the transformation, data model object is like it's give you the grouping of data. So if you talk about the data model object, so we have a data model where it gives you the multiple fields that you map, and it gives you the multiple relationships as well, like a profile that comes from Sales Cloud, or business engagement that comes from Marketing Cloud, and products that comes from your Commerce Cloud. So it's kind of relationship that it shows in your data model object. Okay, so first we have a data source. As we discussed, we have a multiple data source through which we can get the data. Data stream is your that we get from your data source only. So if you can see, we can extract your data from your data stream only. You can even transform your data in multiple ways. So we have two ways to transform your data in order to, like, you want to manipulate, or you want to provide, or you want to add more amendments to the data. So you can you can transform your data in two ways, that is your batch data transform or streaming data transform. Batch is like you want to run a batch and in a scheduled way to make that work. Streaming is like one by one you can use the data. So that is your optional way to do it. So this works in your this phase, like data source, data stream, and after you create a data stream, you can create a data space here, and that gives you the segregate way. And after creating a data stream, it gives you millions of data. and you have a tons of data and thousands of table to be created. Table is nothing but your objects having different kind of records. Okay, so that is your through data space. uh, Data space is nothing but you can segregate each and every data, because you have a thousands of data there, and you can segregate using data spaces, and you can even transform the data. That is optional here after you create a data stream. Data transform gives you the way how you want to amend the data. That's a optional way you can transform data here. Batch streaming or and batch data transform, and the other way is your streaming data transform. Okay, and coming to the data source object, it's kind of a standard or a custom you can create here. You can see data model is a grouping of data. If you can see this area, that is your subject area. We have a DMO here, data model object. Data model object contains a group of data that is made up of attributes. Attribute is nothing but your fields for a certain object. That is your DMO. And once you create a DMO, you will get a certain different kind of a data source sets that shows that from these kind of sets you will get a data that is nothing but your data sources. That is your marketing cloud, sales cloud, service cloud, and from these kind of sources you fetch a data for a certain object that can be your custom or a standard. So you can see DMOs can be standard or custom based on the business need, and common can include sales orders, email engagement that I mentioned, sales orders, email engagement from marketing cloud. So this is how it works for multiple data sources. And as we discussed, the optional that we can deal with here is your data transform, data spaces that you can do just to manage uh, tons of data and thousands of tables, and even you can restrict your certain kind of data using data spaces. You if you want 5 or 6 users to show that kind of data, you can use data spaces for that. Okay, so anyone, so we are done for this session. So let me know if anyone has any questions.
So, Harshit, yeah, I'll be like voicing out few Q&A that we have got. So,
Okay.
can you guys hear me fine? Can you hear me, Harshit?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
Sure. So we had one question from Megesh.
Okay.
He's asking, how do we extract meaningful insights from pseudonymous data?
Okay. So Mangesh, right?
Megesh.
Mangesh. Okay. Can you come again? What's the question?
Yeah, the question was, how do we extract meaningful insights from pseudonymous data?
Okay. Pseudonymous data is like your unknown data, right? So
Right.
if you can see, pseudonymous data is there in an object, right? So in an object, if you fetch a data from a data source, you can provide, and you can even set your certain conditions, right? So that you can do it using data transform, that through batch data transform or streaming data transform. So through batch data transform as well, you can set your conditions to that this kind of data I can fetch from batch because I have a millions of data, or you can do it using streaming data transform to fetch meaningful insights or meaningful data that I want such kind of data. And in further addition, if you want to set limited users to show that data, so in that case, you can even use data spaces. So this is how it works.
Sure. I hope that answers Megesh's question. We have another one by K. Krishnamurthy. They are asking, can you provide some examples of how marketing cloud data can be integrated with data cloud and how this information can be downstream?
Okay. So as I mentioned, the first step we have is your data source. Data source have multiple sources to connect your data. That is your marketing cloud, sales cloud, service cloud, and multiple different bundles through which you can fetch millions of data. So that is the first step. You can fetch your data from data sources. That is your marketing cloud. Once you get all the data, you can streamline here. You can create a data stream from that particular data source. Okay, so data source will be connected so that you can do it in at the first step. Second step is your data stream. You will get that the millions of data, you can get that from a single cloud or a single object if you want that way. After that, you can create a data source. So the data lake object is the place where you can map your data based on your fields, and you can use your data model object if you want, in your custom way in data cloud. That's how you can do it. So if you want to play with the mapping thing, you can go with the data lake object. If you want to segregate a data based on a certain amount of users to be shown, in that case you can use data spaces. That's how you can streamline.
Perfect. Thank you, Harshit.
Well,
The next question we had from Arush. He's asking why there is need of elimination of data silos. Isn't it good to have data silos, one-to-one interaction with the customer? So, like, it's their question.
okay, so what's the name? Can you tell me the name, please?
Arush.
Okay, so Arush, coming to the data silo, as I mentioned, we have a duplication. So, as a basic example, if you work for a company, you don't want duplication of data to be happened in any of the requirements we get, right? So we don't want duplicates. That is your data silos. So if you have a duplication of data, that already impacts the user. Even a business don't want two kind of data to be shown there, right? So to avoid the data silos, we have to make sure that duplication rules should be placed in a Salesforce. That's a basic example I'm saying, apart from data cloud. And data silos impacts in data cloud in such a way that we have a lot of data that is being coming from data sources. So in order to make that work, we have to make sure that we set the certain amount of filters to get that data to be structured. So that's how we use data warehouses to show structured and unstructured data in a central repository, and through CDP we can just bifurcate and set a streamline of data to be shown on to be. That how it works to prevent the data silos. And in order to make that, if you think that data is coming in a random way and in a random order, you have to make sure that it should work in your way or it in a business requirement way. So if you think that it doesn't work, you have to change the management program as well. But that's like, I think the last option, you go with that. But in order to make that work, you have to go with the data integration or data warehouse, or you can use the enterprise data management to prevent the silos to be created in future.
Sure. Thank you, Harshit. Probably like we are left with the last two questions.
Hmm.
Is behavioral data built based on the data obtained from interaction data? I feel so, yes, but wanted to know your thoughts about it.
Behavioral data shows your how you deal with the data, how you react with that data. That is your, if I mention, as I mentioned, that we pay a certain EMI to each and every month for a credit card. If you take an EMI or you take a loan, that's your behavioral data. Interaction data is kind of a behavioral data only, but interaction is like if you meet someone in a place or in an event, you get to know about them. That is your interaction data. Behavior is something that shows your responsibility to a certain data, how you behave to that data, uh, how you like exactly work for that data. That's a thin line between the two. That's how it works.
All right, and we got some appreciation for your slides, Harshit. So, like, folks here wanted to know which tool you have used to come up with this slide, and yeah, like,
Actually, I haven't made any tool here. So this, I have gone through a Trailhead and YouTube's and every channel to make that. I have used like Himanshu and Sagar's the this format, this one impact and this slide. Rest everything data I have picked up from Trailhead, and that's how I've taken the screenshot. And every website I've visited for data cloud, and
it's well detailed and like very crisp, Harshit. So yeah, we really liked this. And guys, if I left any question, like we need to move on to our next segment for today, that is Kahoot. That Sagar will be taking over. So Sagar, over to you.
Hey, thanks. Harshit, can you stop sharing your screen so that I can share my
Yes.
screen?
Okay.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen, guys. Let me know if you can see it.
It's visible, so
Perfect. Okay, so guys, thanks for joining today's session. Harshit, it was a fantastic session and very interesting.
Thank you.
So let's move to the next stage of our session. That would be Kahoot. So I would request you all to please join Kahoot game and using this game pin, or you can scan the QR code which is available on the screen. We can get started on Kahoot in 2 minutes or as soon as it gets filled. And those who are not speaking, please you can go on mute. Interesting fact that we do have two ways to get swags. One is Kahoot and second is random wheel. So I've already posted the link and I would request someone from the team to also post it again. Please to submit your name for the random wheel and we will share the winner in our WhatsApp channel. Okay, let's just wait for few more seconds and then we'll get started. Okay, I'm going to start the Kahoot now. And here is our first question. What was the second previous name of Data Cloud? Well, it's a tricky question. Second previous name. Okay, the right question is the green one. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's see the leaderboard. We have John on the top, followed by Narendra, Shubham, Shilpi, and Rishabh. So, Shubham, if you are from the team, you are not eligible. If you are someone else, then you are. So, let's go ahead for the next question. How many total standard DMOs are available in Data Cloud? Well, it wasn't a tricky question, but it was made tricky by giving such options. Maybe we can go for. Hmm, okay, I was wrong. So don't follow me. You have to follow what you see is right. So next question, which platform is known as marketer's brain? Name is the same, but definition is different and all looks the same. Okay. Hmm. Okay. I think something is not right here, but good thing is that most of the answers are wrong. So in a way, there should not be any change in the leaderboard. Okay, sometimes it happens. So it is fine, no impacting on our game. So let's go ahead to the next question. And how can we describe a data cloud? The green one, I think so. Hmm. People are still following me, or I'm following them. Let's see the leaderboard. We have Shilpi on the top, followed by John, Shubham, Rishabh, and Ronika. Let's go for the next question, guys. What can be a data source in data cloud? Okay, all looks the same again. Well, when all looks the same, select the first one, right? Hmm, I was wrong again. The green one. Okay, so I see no change in the top leaderboard. We have Shilpi, John, followed by Shubham, Lakshya, and then we have Rishabh. Let's go to the next one. Term used for segregating the tons of data and thousands of table. Okay, well, we have Shilpi, followed by John, Ronika, Shubham, and Lakshya. First object available for mapping fields and apply transformations. Okay, so let's go to the leaderboard. We have John on the top, followed by Shilpi, Shubham, Rishabh, and Ronika. So a lot changed in the leaderboard. So the next question, name the data transformation methods. Again, all looks the same. Well, when you don't know, you can select maybe the green one. I see I answered after 16, so I can say the rest four selected the green one. Oh, okay. Guys, still I think three followed me, so I led you to the right answer. Sometimes I'm right. Let's go to the next question. That is the ninth out of 10. So my friend like coffee, but he doesn't have good shorts shoes, sports shoes. On his birthday, I gifted branded shoes. What kind of data it is? Hmm. Well, when you are specific, it can be a basic data, right? Hmm. Okay, when you are specific, it will be a preferential data. See, don't follow me all the way. Well, we have John, Shilpi, Rishabh, Ronika, and Shubham. So now the last question, guys. And let's see who scores on the top. So on which instance does data cloud can be configured? I think it can be on both, right? Sandbox and production, both. You're falling in the trap, or I should go on mute. Okay, so we have Shilpi on the top, followed by John. John, I'm really sorry if you followed me here. Then we have Ronika. So kudos to all of you guys. I know that we only give swag to one, so swag will be given to Shilpi. Shilpi, please do share your email ID on the chat, and we'll follow up with you. But guys, if you want to win more swags, we do in-person events, and please do follow, subscribe to our WhatsApp channel, to our Trailblazer community channel. We do post all of our all upcoming events on that. Do submit the the feedback, and do submit for the random wheel. So we will be giving the one swag to the random wheel winner, and it will be posted on our WhatsApp channel. Again, thanks, Harshit. Thank you so much. It was a awesome session today, and we really enjoyed, loved it. Well, we will go for some more some more Q&As. We'll open the forum for everyone to talk, to participate, to share, their feedback, any queries after our session. Once we close the recording. So, thanks again, and yep, I'm